Welcome children. Today we will do another story from your literature book, and the name of the story is Quality, which has been written by John Galsworthy. So it's a story about a shoemaker who may be considered as an artist, and he had the skill and pride, whose name was Mr. Gessler, who was a German shoemaker settled in London. So let us see why he should be called a perfect artist. Now children, this time I am going to give you a summary of this story, and your job is to read it line by line and enjoy it. So let us start with the summary. The author had known the shoemaker for many years because he used to make boots for his father. So the author was very well known with the shoemaker Mr. Gessler, because he used to make shoes for, you rather say boots, for his father. Mr. Gessler was the shoemaker who lived with his elder brother in their shop in London. The shop didn't have any signs apart from the name of the Gessler brothers. So the name of the shop can be seen on the very board which they have written, that is the Gessler brothers. So it did not have any sign, then only the name which has been written, Gessler brothers. So you can make it out from there that it is their shoe house. He used to make boots only on orders. Yes, this was the very specific part of his job, that he was not like he used to display so many shoes at a time, but he used to make the shoes only and if he used to get the order from anyone, and that not only an order but it should be a confirmed order. Once the author questioned Mr. Gessler if it wasn't awful to make those shoes perfectly fitting into the fit they were meant for. The man answered with a heavy German accent that it is an art. So means the poet was, the author was means really very surprised that how could he make such a perfect fitting shoes. So this Mr. Gessler said that it is an art. So that is a skill of a shoemaker by which he is able to make so perfect shoes, measuring of different lengths of different customers. Mr. Gessler will be engrossed in his boot making art most of the time and won't talk much with his customers. So he was really a devoted person to his work. So he never used to have any gossip or any talk while he was making shoes for his customers. He strongly admired every piece of materials he used to work with. So whatever material he was using for making the shoes, he had a special respect for it. He used to admire it like anything. He used to love it like anything. The boots made by Gessler brothers were of supreme quality, means they were of very high quality and lasted very long. But in one's occasion, the author had a different experience. So Mr. Gessler, whatever shoes he was making, it was very long lasting and also was made of a very good material. But the author had a very different experience once. He complained about it to Mr. Gessler. To this, the old man promised that he will repair the shoes, and if he couldn't, he will return the money to the author. On one occasion, while placing an order for a shoe, the author was a bit absent-minded. He was wearing a pair of boots bought in an emergency from a large shop. Mr. Gessler looked carefully and pressed at a point where the left boot wasn't comfortable. With a sad face, he commented that it hurts the customers, but still the big firms don't have any self-respect. So once the Mr. Gessler, while he was going through the shoes which the author was wearing, he found that that shoe was not made perfectly, and because it was not at all comfortable, and he just touched at one end, and he said that what hurts the most is that the big firms now they don't have any self respect for their work, and so the customers have to face the problem. They lure the customers with their advertisements and not with their work. So they just try, they have the only purpose to sell the shoes to the customers and not have any self respect neither towards the product nor towards the customer. So they only advertise not their works which are perfect, but only to lure the customers, to bring the customers on a great number. Because of this, Mr. Gessler was losing on business. The author has heard such things for the first time from Mr. Gessler. He felt bad and ordered many pairs of boots instantly. After several months, he went to their shop again, but this time he mistook Mr. Gessler for his elder brother. After a while, he realized his mistake and learned that the elder brother had passed away. So one of the brother who was elder passed away, and he again ordered many pair of shoes, and soon after that he left for abroad. Now because he was feeling very painful for this Mr. Gessler, because now big firms since they are advertising their shoes and they are diverting the large number of customers into their shops, so Mr. Gessler was not getting the good amount of customers, and they were leading a very tough life. And during that time one of his elder brother also passed away, and so this author was very very shocked by this. He was very moved by their sympathy, and moved to sympathy looking at their condition, and so he ordered so many pair of shoes. So he again, once again he ordered so many pair of shoes, and soon after that he left to for abroad. After returning back, he went to his favorite boot shop again, that is Mr. Gessler's brother's shoes house. This time Mr. Gessler looked more aged this time. Only a year had passed, but from his face it appeared as through that he has covered a journey of a decade. Now, Mr. Gessler failed to recognize the author. The author, as usual, placed his order, and this time the boots were better than ever. The author one evening went personally to thank Mr. Gessler for such a splendid work, but the nameplate was missing from the shop. He found an Englishman in sight. The man informed him that Mr. Gessler had passed away and they have taken up the shop. The man further added that Mr. Gessler died of starvation, that is, out of hungerness. The man used to make all the boots himself. He never allowed anyone else to touch them. Used the finest quality leather and worked hard day and night to complete the orders in time. He made the best boots in London with the finest leather, yet he lost it to competition. Everything that he earned went on paying rent for the shop and on buying leathers. He skipped his meals working for hours for each pair of boots. So just that new shop owner, he was explaining that how Mr. Gessler, he died out of starvation, and about his quality, that he was really a very good artist who used to work hard day and night to complete the orders of the customers on time. And even he made the best boots in London of the finest leather, and everything which he earned was spent on paying the rent of that shop. And he used to skip his meals also for hours for working to make pairs of boots. So all this led to his death. Okay, so this what tells us that the person, if he doesn't go with the present trend of time, and he doesn't able to face the competitions which are there, then he may have such an end. So here let us see, there are few word meanings which has been given there in your book, which you will have to write in your copy. Okay, now like here you can see the meanings, like when he says like it is an art, it is an art, means it's in German accent. Lasted terribly means lasted very long. Then we have incense. The smell of leather is compared to the smell of incense in a church. What a beautiful piece. When do you want them? Fortnight. See here, the German accent has been translated. Fortnight, that is fortnight. Bruder, that is brother. Then here you may see, like again, it shouldn't have creaked. So it means it shouldn't have creaked. You got them wet before they found themselves. So you say you got them wet before they found themselves. So when the author was showing his shoes which he was wearing, so all the problem which he was facing with that boots, he was explaining to Mr. Gessler, and Mr. Gessler was telling him what was the reason because of that he was having the problem with his boots. So these pronunciations you will read like, those are not my boots, means those are not my boots means I haven't made those boots which you have worn. And like here, it hurts you there, it hurts you there. Those big worms have no self-respect, means those big firms have no self-respect. Then it goes to this breathly, I have no work, every year it gets less. So they get it all by advertisement. So this way they pronounce, like they get it by advertisement, not by work. They take it away from us, means they are taking the customers away from us who love our boots, means who love our boots. So this way they pronounce. And here again, I am pretty well, means I am pretty well, but my elder brother is dead. But my elder brother is dead. Then do you want any boots? Means do you want any boots? It is a beautiful piece. It's a beautiful piece. Then again, do you want any boots? Again, do you want any boots? I can make them quickly. It is a slack time, means it is a slack time. Given up means thought that they would never come up. Okay, then again you have like, so I think it's over. So here in this particular story, we saw that although Mr. Gessler was a very good artist, even his brother, they were unable to run the shop only because they were really very hardworking, and they did not just advertise to sell their products, but they really made the boots which will make the customers happy. So we should also do the work so that for whom we are doing it, it should satisfy them. So this story, children, you will read line by line of your own, and I have already given you the summary. And Next time I'll be sending you the question answers from this chapter, which you will be writing in your copy. So till then, goodbye. Thank you.